See the voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles. What's going on with y'all, man? Make sure y'all interact with the video, all that type stuff, man. Hit the join button. Come remember the channel, hit that Cash App and PayPal up if y'all ass is feeling generous. Now, today I'm gonna be bringing y'all this newsletter I saw in an advocacy group, right? I'm unsure of the origin of it because nobody has responded to me about the origin yet, but I thought it was interesting. That being said, I can't really speak to the accuracy of some of these allegations in this newsletter, but let's hop right into that shit right now. Alright, y'all, let's check what they got going on. Page 1, right? We got the death summaries. It says, we encourage you to continue emailing our legislature about volatile environment and your concerns about the constant threats, abuse of power by staff, drug trafficking, and deaths that plague the Alabama prison system. So they got about 79 deaths since January 1st of this year. And you see they got all those names right there for all the deaths right there. As of lately. So moving right on, we got page 2. Rumors coming out of the Department of Corrections from these different facilities, right? Number 1, we got Limestone Correctional Facility. Lawyers are having a hard time accessing these facilities to communicate with their clients. Appointments with their clients are scheduled and approved, but when attorneys arrive, they're refused entry. Emails about Limestone House residents are not allowed to receive incentive packages. When family members called Limestone to find out why, they were told that prison officials decided not to allow residents to have packages. Another email about Limestone. G-Dorm is out of control. The email stated there are over 200 knives in that dorm and one inmate has a machete. On the weekends, the correctional officers leave the gates open that are supposed to be locked for security reasons. This is a security issue. We have multiple emails from residents regarding the violent and savage environment in that dorm. We reported on G-Dorm a few weeks ago, but nothing has changed. What do we do now? Is the Alabama Department of Corrections waiting for more unaliving so they can say all prisoners should never get out? Who creates these monsters? The Alabama Department of Corrections plays a huge role in creating this volatile environment. Are the correctional officers placing bets on who will survive this week or that weekend? That's what's being reported to us by numerous individuals. It has been reported that correctional officers are spectators and place wagers on who will survive this environment, like underground illegal fighting. Man, so they got a pic of this guy right here. This prison, like I said, now when we get into stuff, I mean, that we can't really speak to, but this is what they got in the newsletter nonetheless, right? An inmate, Preston Lee Kennedy, has a machete in G-Dorm and is threatening and hitting other inmates without provocation. This man has other residents fearing for their lives. He is coming up for parole on April 30th, 2025. The Alabama Department of Corrections are hereby put on notice that this man is dangerous. This machete must be taken from him. How did he even get a machete, and how does the staff not know this? The tyrants from J, K, I, and L dorms have access to G-Dorm to terrorize residents as well. So I went ahead and looked up, bro, and we got his criminal history right here. As you can see, bro, it's like career criminal. Been to prison at least 5 times, starting from back in the early 90s all the way up to this present day. And this is some of his rap sheet, mostly burglaries, car breaking into cars and shit like that. So Unc's clearly a real convict and not going for nothing, and might be going through something in there. So maybe they should look into that, because Unc clearly not going for none of that. Moving on to Holman Correctional Facility. An attorney had an appointment scheduled. Upon arrival, the attorney was not allowed to see his client. May 6, 2024, an early morning stabbing. Both residents were transported to a free ward hospital. Both residents received treatment and were released back to prison. Rumors out of the Childersburg work release. Lieutenant Wilson handcuffed the prisoner and beat him. The prisoner was transported to a free world hospital, diagnosed with fractured ribs and injuries to his wrist due to tight handcuffs. The resident was handcuffed with his hands behind his back at the time of the assault. Another officer tried unsuccessfully to intervene and help the prisoner. Moving on to Bullock. A prisoner was recently denied parole. Shortly after the denial, he was transported to Kilby Infirmary, and no one has heard from him since. The family continues calling the facility to obtain answers as to his whereabouts and current condition. They were told the Alabama Department of Corrections is not allowed to provide them any information. Moving right along to Ventures Correctional Facility. It has been reported there are at least 80 positive cases of TB. Residents were retested on April 30th, 2024. The CERT team raided dorms C, D, and F on Friday, April 26th, and confiscated drugs and approximately 25 to 30 cell phones per dorm. On April 29th, a package of approximately 47 cell phones was confiscated. There were several incarcerated witnesses who saw an individual drop the package by drone between the dorms and the fence. Officers were able to retrieve the package, but unable to identify the pilot. Probably in the woods somewhere. Moving on to Bibb County Correctional Facility. Dorms A, B, and C have not had hot water in several weeks. Maintenance reported it will be 2 to 3 weeks before hot water will be restored. Scheduled video visits approved, but these video visits are almost non-existent due to faulty and neglected equipment in that facility. Why are there maintenance personnel on payroll if they can't keep anything operational? Obnoxious officers directing traffic. This officer screamed from the top of his lungs at an elderly gentleman. The elderly man has never been here before and was confused. This officer went above and beyond to humiliate a senior citizen. The old man was visibly shaken up and terrified. The officers tend to beat on the visitors' cars. What the hell? If he puts a dent in any vehicle, they should make sure the department will pay for repairs. Just to think, if he treats visitors like this, imagine how he treats prisoners who are defenseless against such tyranny. Visitation for family members in Alabama's prison system. We receive very few positive emails about family visitations to their loved ones in Alabama's prison facilities. The emails were horrific. Mothers, brothers, and sisters witnessed their loved ones with bruises. They looked like skeletons due to such weight loss and were disheveled and dirty. Family members leave these visits in fear they may never see their loved ones again due to their neglected appearance. We've received numerous complaints from female visitors who have been violated with strip searches. One female reported she was taken into a shack on prison property by a male officer and stripped totally naked. This incident happened a few years ago, but the trauma has remained with her to this day. According to these women, they never return for visitations with their family members out of fear the next time something more horrific may happen. A few more women reported they had never had a bad experience. Never felt violated, always had a friendly female officer search them. We have received numerous emails regarding negative visitations that we cannot print them all. Some family members complain about some officers' pettiness regarding dress code. There is no consistency with dress code. And some day visitors are allowed to wear certain clothing, other days they give visitors an extremely difficult time and refuse their visits altogether. In most of these cases, the female officers were rude and disrespectful. Posted below are the visitor dress code violations or regulations. The department does not follow them, and officers pretty much pick and choose who they want to allow in these facilities, basically. Each prison has their own made-up rules. The dress code is not the same across the board. Some family members and friends had driven 6 to 8 hours to visit their loved ones, only to be refused entry after changing their clothing 5 to 6 times. Is it about ego, power, or what? Female officers wear very tight-fitting clothing, and when I say tight-fitting, I mean busting at the seams tight. These female officers also wear jewelry, fake fingernails, and long bushy eyelashes, yet family members get turned away for the most frivolous things. Prior to COVID, the vending machines were fully stocked with fresh sandwiches, and visitors were allowed to take pictures with their family members. To date, most vending machines are non-operational, and some are not refrigerated properly to ensure sandwiches are cold to the proper temperature. These machines just take your money. Products get stuck in them, or the vending machines are empty. A sandwich is $6. Visitors allowed to bring anywhere to $20 to $30 per visit. The denominations must be in quarters inside a see-through plastic bag. No one wants to speak up and say anything at all because fear of non-approved visits for their loved ones. There are so many discrepancies with visitations and no consistency with rules. They do not want and decide who they want to harass, or they want and decide who they want to harass. A mother was only allowed to visit her son 3 times in 4 years. This mother does not have a criminal record. She made some negative comments about prison personnel while on the phone, and she was then barred from any visitations with him. The department personnel will react regarding an insult, but seem to be oblivious to the ongoing fear, screams and cries for help from prisoners, and reported extortions on the same prison phones with the same recordings. We also received a complaint regarding the holding period after visits. Some family members reported they were being held for an extended amount of time after the visits. No one told them why. Needless to say, the visitors are afraid to ask questions because of the fear of the Alabama Department of Corrections retaliation. Visitation hours were longer before COVID. Now they've been reduced by at least 1 to 2 hours. No accountability for prison personnel. Scheduled visitation days are a nightmare for most of us, but we endure. Visitations are important to those behind bars. They're vital for their survival and mental state. The horror they face every day, these visits are crucial. Receiving visits from families give the residents strength and hope. It allows them the opportunity to report on criminal activity that has been happening, especially extortion. Yes, these individuals are incarcerated, but they are family and human beings. The department should handle visitations professionally and with common courtesy. The family members and friends need to be treated with respect. There are few officers who have apologized for the rudeness of other personnel. Those are the officers we need to support. In our experiences, not all of them are bad, but the majority of them are rotten to the core. Medical neglect at Limestone. An inmate is in need of medical treatment. His leg is swollen and has reportedly turned black. We are investigating this report. So there y'all have it, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Some wild stuff, man. Let these folks come in there and see their family, man. Some of these folks can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Little females and stuff. They know what's going on, man. That's crazy. Get Unc Machete from them. And, y'all, come on, man. Get it together. And what's up with the vending machine, bro? I come up there, I'm trying to get a sandwich. This shit hot. This shit rotten. What do y'all really have going on? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. DC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles.